Merry Christmas! I hope everyone is having a wonderful time as it's the time to be with your family right now. Today we're going to discuss some altcoins as I've not been focused too much on them in the previous weeks. So we're just going to do some higher time frame charting on those altcoins. And today we're going to discuss Zilliqa, Elrond, TomoChain and Ocean. And a few of these four are doing relatively well and have been escaping the carnage of the past few days on the altcoins, and have actually been showing that there is a bullish perspective for the markets in general to occur. More projects have been doing that, but these have been shown that this strength is still in the markets. Before I'm going to continue, I would like to notify that if you subscribe to this channel, and please do, you will stay notified on every new update that I'm producing. And today it is altcoins, but tomorrow is going to be beginner's mistakes, and on Sunday is going to be my crypto outlook for 2021. First, Zilliqa. As we can see, it got a very clear structure in which Zilliqa broke through this accumulation range, flipped the previous accumulation range resistance for support, started to flip the 1.6 cents level for support as well, and started to accelerate, in which we just reached the resistance zone at well, actually this one is placed wrong. We reached the resistance zone around 7 cents, which is beautiful, as on lower time frames we have also flipped this 5 cents level for support. But overall you have to watch for clear levels to identify for potential entries. And Zilliqa, is that an entry right now? In general, if you're an investor in Zilliqa, the DCA strategy is what you should be deploying. But if you're looking for a trade, swing trade wise, this is not the entry that you're looking for, as there's green candles. And when green candles are shown on the chart, everybody is expecting and anticipating a further upwards rally on the markets to occur. While generally the downwards correction is what's likely to be expected. What are the levels to watch for Zilliqa? Honestly, the 5 cents level, if that is lost, I'm going to look at the 3.5 cents to 2.8 cents zone for support. Anywhere in between these two will grant another higher low after we've made a new higher high, through which the next target zones can be made through Fibonacci retracement. I don't know why it's not working, but then you can start targeting 10 cents and 15 cents, or most likely overshoot towards the all-time high region. If this is the top for Zilliqa, correction and the next run will most likely bring us towards the area around the all-time high. And if you do remember, I've been comparing the chart of Zilliqa towards the chart of AV, in which we were quite comparable to the period that we see here, in which we also see those retests of previous resistance zone and then acceleration. I'm not saying we're going to see a similar massive move as we saw on Lent, but it's very likely that if we get a correction, the next impulse wave could bring us towards a new all-time high on Zilliqa. Essentially, given that every new impulse wave will become stronger than the previous one. So 15 to 17 cents is something that I'm targeting. Zilliqa Bitcoin, we also know that we have been making this breakout here, and currently we are into a resistance zone. I was targeting those previous levels for support. We got there. We did not get to the last one, but at least it was a very nice entry zone in general for Zilliqa against Bitcoin. Right now we ran up towards the first resistance zone, which we can't break through at this point. Therefore you have to define some support levels. Given that we've got these 3-day blocks and weekly levels, you want to get that support in the region around 170 sets to 185, with a potential wick towards 160. That is a nice entry zone for support. If that is lost, a retest of this 120 sets level is likely the one that you want to have. If that is holding, a breakout above this 270 sets range will most likely bring us towards the resistance around 680 sets, and there you get towards those target zones that we have discussed. eGold is another one doing relatively well. I've just posted a chart on this one yesterday, in which we see that we've got this heavy bullish divergence indicating that there is bottom construction, and then a breakout occurred after this higher low was made on e-gold. Ready towards the first resistance zone, no breakthrough, and therefore you see that there is some new tests on lower levels. First support area is holding. Second support area that I'm targeting is around 700 satoshis. However, a consolidation and range bound construction on e-gold is very likely to occur, so these two levels I should be watching in general. If we get a support there and start attacking this resistance zone at some point, very likely we're going to break through towards 1900 and 2500 sats. e-gold USDT, similar outlook. Actually I have to do the other one as I've got more data there. If we check the higher time frame, we can see that we have rejected at the all-time high region as we couldn't break through it. I've been starting to say that the area around 18 bucks is the zone that you should become interested, and the second one around 14. Again, don't buy something that is up heavily. Start to define levels that are constructed based on historical price action. And you can also, in an impulse wave, you can define those levels, as there's always compression or resistance at some point, and that's where you should be targeting those entries. So right now we see that we are very volatile. Heavy bounce today, or heavy bounce yesterday actually, as you can see, which indicates that there's still strength on this project, still starting to accumulate a position from 90 to 20. Downwards is not a bad approach as long as the USDT and the Bitcoin charts line up. If we do get the breaker above 28, I'm going to target 37 and maybe even higher, as right now the Fibonacci should be different. So we're targeting 45 as the next area for this one. And then there is some projects that are making new lows and automatically getting the vibe that there is a scam in those projects, which is not. TomoChain just made a new all-time low, and if you go back in history, you can see that to make a bottoming construction, you have to see those dips below the low to take liquidity. So for TomoChain, everybody was hyped on it based on the fact that it ran heavily in the previous periods. So for this one, what I want to see is that we reclaim this previous support level just like we did here. So I'm most likely going to miss such a pump. So if we do make this rally towards 5,000 sats, I most likely miss it, as I'm not good at catching a falling knife. But if we flip this range here, so if we start to flip the 3,500 sats level again, that's the point that I want to be in, and then we are most likely going to get that impulse wave. So that's what I'm looking at for Tomo. The majority of the altcoins look like Tomo at this point, as they just lost the critical support level, but most likely they are going to make that level back up quite soon once Bitcoin starts to correct. If we check the USD chart for Tomo, and there's again not much data as you can see, everything is just still fine on it. We are still on support level. We had seen a very massive wick, but as long as we stay above 40 cents, everything is fine for Tomo, through which I can see that there is a new impulse wave starting to occur relatively soon. Then there is also something like Ocean, in which we can see that we are making a full retrace. So getting to the point of those coins, including reserve rights, is that once something is pumped, they have a very long retracement. And for Ocean, this one is approaching the level of interest, as that is the level before the pump actually started. And then most likely we're getting such a very sad bottoming construction, in which we most likely do something like this, or we bounce already as it's on a order block here, make a rally up, then get back down again, and then start to accelerate at some point. So there is always a longer bottoming confirmation on projects like Ocean and RSR, but the crucial part is take profits and use that liquidity to buy the dips. I hope this small altcoin video was enjoyable. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you again tomorrow with a new video.